Hello there again, Dill. I probably normally wouldn't be replying or making another video so soon, but this whole topic is blowing up these days, I guess. And since I've stayed away from morality for so long, now that it's on the table, figure we might as well explore it a little more. Okay, so laws are just preferences, majority preference of society, which yeah, I would agree with. Just because something is made a law doesn't imply that it's moral. It is in fact just a preference, and that's the thing. I do think that this universally preferable behavior idea or method of devising the rightness or wrongness of an action, actually I think that's a pretty good system for determining laws, and determining what can be viewed as fair, a fair way to treat people and fair punishments for, various transgressions such as stealing or murdering or whatever. But I think it's a completely different step to take that, they take those preferences and call them moral, because it lends this sort of like cosmic, cosmic sense to these actions. Uh, for me, from my point of view, if moral statements are not objective, if they are not set in stone, if they can't be applied to everyone, then they don't really count. So if they're, for me, I don't know what this makes me, I don't know what kind of ist this would make me, but if you can't make objective statements, if morality is not objective, then there is no morality, only what we prefer. But I'm not ready to call what one person or even a whole society or country of people prefer and call that moral. So this example that just because slavery was on the books, does that mean it was moral? No, of course not. That was just a preference. Um, and then also there's also of course the idea that cultural relativism isn't acceptable as a true moral theory, but you better accept it yourself unless you want to go to jail. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm just saying that for practical purposes, cultural relativism is kind of what we have to deal with. But that doesn't mean anybody who tries to reform the morals of society, or see the supposed morals. I can't even get away from the language. That's the thing. I still use the term moral, and I see myself even as like a moral being. But it's just because that's kind of like the best language that you can that I can think of to determine it. If there's no repercussions and there are no objective statements, what is the weight behind morality? Why do we even have to use that phrase? And yeah, a nihilist wouldn't say might is right because there is no right, but you said that in your video. So whatever, this is just a short little guy, not half as eloquent as Liberty is Not Given. But what the hey? We're all making morality videos these days, I guess. Later.